Hi everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. This is Melanie, and this is the final week in Finish It February. And what I'm going to be focusing on this week is this kit from Kaisercraft titled Storybook. It comes with a 6.5 by 6.5 paper pad with a bit of a vintage flair. I got these covers for a mini album as well as an ephemera pack, which I had previously used some pieces. I have some wood veneer and some half pearls. So let's see what I can come up with. I'm calling this one done. I have a bunch of scraps, which I'm just going to recycle. Really not interested in keeping these. I actually ended up pulling 2 of these sheets from last week's leftovers, so that was good. And I have one full 6x6 that I am just going to recycle as well, so in the recycling bin. I do have 2 6.5 by 6.5 sheets that are left over. One is with quotes and this other is this white with clear embossed. This is just going to go in my 6x6 storage, and this one I will cut apart and put in my die cut storage. Speaking of die cuts, I still have quite a few left over. Not a lot of focal points, mostly quote cards and sentiments, and I may go through my card bases and see if any of them will work. If so, I will add them on, and then the rest will go in my die cut sticker binder. And then I did not touch these wood veneer pieces, so they will go in with my wood veneer storage. And I used up all the half pearls. I made 9 cards, and I actually used some of the 6.5 by 6.5 papers to make the card bases. So these are a little bit of a different dimension for me, but I think they're kind of cute. I don't know that I necessarily have envelopes that will fit these, but that's easy enough to make. So again, just using scraps. I pulled in some wood veneer shapes again this week to add to the focal points. This one here is just a section of the border paper, and I just added a sentiment on foam dots. And this is just the exact same card with a different sentiment. This one here, I used the library card boxes, and as the card base, folded it in half. On this half, the boxes were upside down, so I thought just cover it with a panel, add the clock, and just because to pull in the blue from the paper, and I think that's kind of cute. This one, I just used some of the book fronts, layered them up, and happy birthday, I double scalloped. And I think that one turned out pretty cute too. Some good masculine cards, I think, and I always struggle with those, so it's good to have a few on hand. Use of the clocks. And then this one is a vertical. And the big project that I made is this little mini album. Now, I would like to find some charms to tie on here, so I will have to do some digging on the internet to see if I can find maybe something that is garden slash book themed, and tie those on just to finish it off. I don't have a title on here yet. I'm still trying to figure out if it should be something like A Day at the Library or just put Huntington Library. I don't know. Not sure. So it hasn't been done yet, but I'm just going to keep it pretty simple, probably with some tile stickers. So I did do 4 signatures. I used the cardstock from the paper pad to make the signatures. So what ended up happening, because the paper's one-sided, is of course every other page is a clear white. I also pulled in some ephemera pieces from Tim Holtz. These are from Field Notes, maybe, I think, and some word stickers from my stash. For this one here, for the picture of the Gutenberg Bible, I actually turned one of the die cut pieces, I folded it and then added the book cover on front to do my journaling. And then you'll see quite often I'll have a photo and then some sort of decorative element on the other side. I had kind of hoped that I had more library photos, but I had mostly garden photos. So you're going to see a lot of pictures of the gardens, and I'll just flip through it quite quickly. Sorry for the glare. For the photos, the big 4x6 photos, I did fold them and stitch through them so they are securely held into the signature. Not a ton of journaling because it really was just you know, we just explored the library and garden. It wasn't like there was a super huge story to tell. I just had some pretty pictures that I wanted to document. And I went with the vintage theme. I don't know if you've ever been to California, but if you have, the Huntington Library and Gardens is an old mansion that has been turned into a park. And it has some amazing grounds, a huge cacti and succulent garden. And then inside the buildings, they have like art pieces and stuff like that. It's quite an enjoyable place to go. They have also a Japanese garden and a Chinese garden. This is the Japanese garden. It's one of my favorite views. More succulents. Let's flip through this pretty quickly. They also have a tea house in the garden, and I've gone there a couple times in December and have documented that in my December daily. This one here is a embroidery sampler of a family tree, and I thought that was kind of appropriate, you know, given my love of scrapbooking and documenting and stuff, that is a form of documentation as well. This was also a really cool picture. These are swatches from Winsor & Newton paint from about 1905. I did a little bit of journaling about that on this pocket card ephemera piece. So you can see, pretty simple. I didn't, you know, go crazy, but I do love how it turned out. Oh, this is from K & Company. I pulled in some old ephemera pieces from that. More Tim Holtz. I also pulled in a few pieces that I had left over from last week because I hadn't put them away. So they were on my desk, and why not use them, right? If I could. They had an outdoor grill, which we stopped for lunch. And just some flowers. There's the Chinese garden. Sorry again for the glare, you guys. More flowers. And that is my little album. I'm really happy with how it turned out. He's a little chunky guy, but super cute. So that is it for Finish It February. This was week 4 and wraps up the challenge for this year. I hope you played along and had a similar success. I had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I did with these kits. And until next time, happy crafting.